helping you find your happiness. Gaslighting phrases people use to control you. In this video, we'll be exploring the topic of gaslighting, a form of emotional abuse where the goal is to have the victim question their own reality, memory, or perceptions. This can happen through subtle phrases and manipulation that chips away at the victim's sense of self and sanity over time. Today, we're going to explore some common gaslighting phrases people may use to control you so you can spot them and shut them down. One common gaslighting phrase is, "You're being too sensitive." This suggests that your emotional response is unreasonable or out of proportion, when in reality the other person is likely trying to diminish your valid feelings. For example, if you express hurt over a comment your partner made, they may say, "You're just being too sensitive about that." This is their attempt to put the problem on you instead of their hurtful behavior, which is a classic example of gaslighting. Similarly, "You're overreacting" is another way to invalidate your emotions and paint your response as irrational. Another often used example is, "You're imagining things." This casts doubt on your perception of reality and suggests your memory or observation is flawed. If you point out something concerning, like your partner flirting with someone else, they may say, "No, that's all in your head. You're just imagining things." You may begin to question what you clearly witnessed, and over time, this can have a building effect on your perceptions of reality. The perpetrator can then use this to their advantage, denying any wrongdoing and making you feel like you're the one with the problem. "I was just joking" is a particularly insidious phrase. This allows the perpetrator to say hurtful things under the guise of humor, then deny the impact when called out. For example, if you express discomfort with a sexist joke your coworker made, they may brush it off as just a joke, essentially negating your valid concern. A particularly damaging gaslighting phrase is, "If you really loved me, you would." This manipulative statement weaponizes emotions to control behavior. It suggests that if you don't comply with the perpetrator's demands, your love isn't real or strong enough. For example, a partner might say, "If you really loved me, you wouldn't spend so much time with your friends." This type of emotional manipulation forces victims to prove their love through compliance, while simultaneously making them feel guilty for having normal boundaries or relationships outside of the perpetrator. And those are just a few of the common gaslighting phrases people may use to control and manipulate you. Coming up, we'll explore even more examples and discuss practical ways to respond and protect your sense of self. Research shows that gaslighting can have serious emotional consequences, including anxiety, depression, and even post-traumatic stress disorder. Over time, it can erode the victim's self-esteem and make them increasingly dependent on the perpetrator. This is because the constant questioning of one's own reality and emotions can lead to a loss of confidence and a growing belief that the perpetrator's perspective is the accurate one. Another gaslighting tactic is the use of "whataboutism." This is when the person redirects the conversation away from their own problematic behavior by bringing up something the victim has done. For example, if you confront your partner about their flirtation, they may say, "Well, what about that time you were late to our dinner plans?" This shifts the focus away from their actions and puts you on the defensive. Gaslighters may also use vague, non-committal language to sow doubt. Phrases like, "I don't remember that happening," or "That's not how I recall it," can make you question your own recollection of events. This is intended to further erode your confidence. One way to push back against gaslighting is to be direct and hold the other person accountable. For example, you could say, "I know what I saw, and I'm not imagining things." Avoid getting drawn into circular arguments. Instead, reaffirm your perspective and feelings. You could also ask the person to rephrase their statement in a less dismissive way. Additionally, it can be helpful to document instances of gaslighting, as this can provide evidence and support if you decide to take further action. Ultimately, recognizing gaslighting tactics and shutting them down is crucial for maintaining your boundaries and sense of self-worth. Remember, you are the expert on your own life and your experiences. Don't let anyone make you question that. Protecting your emotional health and well-being should be your top priority. In summary, gaslighting is a form of emotional abuse that involves undermining the victim's reality and making them question their own perceptions, memories, and sanity. To combat gaslighting, It's important to be direct, hold the other person accountable, and trust your own experiences and feelings. Document any instances of gaslighting and don't be afraid to set firm boundaries. If you are having difficulty dealing with gaslighting, you should consider seeking support if needed. The assistance of a therapist or counselor can be an invaluable aid to managing the situation. By being aware of these manipulative tactics and recognizing common gaslighting phrases, you can empower yourself to shut them down and reclaim your reality. Remember, trust your own feelings and experiences. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Share it with a friend so we can bring you more ideas. Also, click that subscribe button and notification bell to stay up to date on more content like this. Thanks for watching.